Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, citizens, welcome back to St. Louis Cityboyz podcast. We're here with another big match review. I'm one of your hosts, Grayson.
I'm Ethan, the man in the corner.
And I'm Jacob with a brand new camera. I hope I look pretty.
He's looking cute. My boy looking cute.
Look at that smile.
So yeah, we got a big match review. We had a matchup against it's rivalry week here in the MLS. So yeah, we got the Midwest matchup, sister cities, kinda. St. Louis versus Chicago. And this matchup did not go the same as it did last year. How about that, Chicago? It ended 3-1. Absolutely massive scoreline for St. Louis. A massive 3 points and some great goals, honestly.
Take that deep dish pizza. This is one for St. Louis. This is a deep-rooted rivalry. I don't think it has quite set in the MLS just yet, but I think the I-55 rivalry is going to be a prime matchup to keep your eyes on when you watch the MLS.
Yeah, historically, St. Louis versus Chicago has been a big deal. We've got, Cardinals over Cubs, Blues over Blackhawks. We used to have a football team over the Bears. But yeah, we're kicking it off in the MLS finally.
Yeah, so pretty sweet game. 3 goals to cover for us in this little preview. But before that, I'm hit you guys with a starting lineup for St. Louis City FC. Between the sticks, it's the Swiss boy, Roman Berkey. Back four in the right back position, we got Thomas Totland. Center back, Tim Parker. Left center back, we got Kyle Hebert. And left back, we got Mark Hannick. Same midfield. Past couple weeks, we've got Durkin and Ostrich sitting in the defensive pivot. Attacking trio, we've got Pompeu on the left, Indiana Vasilev as the number 10, Rasmus Alm on the right, and up top, it's the bald boy, the man of the match, the man of the hour. It's Klauss. Beautiful.
Yeah, how about benching that guy, huh? Just how it goes and scores a brace.
Yeah, get rid of him. Get rid of him. He sucks. Klauss sucks. He's terrible.
Yeah, copy and paste lineup. It seems to be working. It worked really well this week for the first 60-ish minutes before people started getting subbed out. I don't really see a reason to get away from it. I know we've got some busy games coming up here in the next 7 days, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely shows that like the faith that Bradley Carnell's putting in the starting 11 over the past couple of weeks is starting to pay off, I think, in my opinion. Like the chemistry is building, the way we play is becoming more natural. So yeah, I think it's something we can stick with for a while. I know we do have some big names coming back soon. Edward Leuven, Jabulo Blom. Yeah, so we got some big names that are going to be popping back up into the midfield. So we'll see how Carnell's going to handle that. Because honestly, I'm really liking how we're looking. So, but yeah, that was what we're rocking with this week. Let's get into our goal breakdown.
Oh shit, I guess that one starts with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to take the Rasmus Alm screamer from this week. It was the first goal of the match, and it happened in the second minute. It came right off the heels of Gutierrez for Chicago trying his hand at a long-range shot. Ball comes out. Berkey distributes it up the field. Kind of gets knocked around. Ball falls to Alm's feet, takes a touch, picks his head up, sees a goofy boy off his line and absolutely has a go up and down underneath the bar over the goalie. Absolutely sensational. Had me rocking in the front seat of the car because I had to watch this game while traveling, but it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely instant impact. Fucking insane. Definitely one of my favorite goals on the year so far. I'm trying to remember.
I think
Whose goal came first, mine or yours?
I'm
It
gonna go
was
to you.
yeah.
All right, it's over to me. For the second goal, well, I guess Chicago did score next. Whatever. Hugo Kuipers, uh, little tap in the box, nothing crazy, but not worry about it. Anyways, back to the important shit. Klauss gets his first of the match. But it comes from some very hard work done by one of my favorite players, definitely growing into who I think can be a massive, massive player for St. Louis City. Celio Pompeu putting in the work, taking their right back to church. Aragoni, Aragoni, get your hands off my boy. It doesn't even
You are
matter.
not taking his shirt.
You
You are
can
not
have it.
getting it.
Ask for it after the game. Ask for it after the game. He'll sign it for you. But took him to the corner, stood him still, took him to the line, cut it back, left him reaching for the ball that wasn't there, and then feeds it to Klauss. Klauss kind of stabs his leg at it, and it's I mean, it's sloppy, but it's a beautiful, beautiful finish. Nothing keeper can do about that. That's Joao Klauss for you.
He just finds a way to score, doesn't he? Like
Mhm.
no matter how he has to hit the ball, it's always going in the back of the net for him. So to finish the game, Joao Klaus finds the back of the net once again, this time from a back post header. And how long have I been asking for this, guys? A Chris Durkin assist. Oh my goodness. Lovely build up on the right side of the field. Thomas Ostrak. Both of our center defensive mids combined in the build up to this goal. Thomas Ostrak slots in Chris Durkin. Chris Durkin gets to the byline, chips it to the back post, and Joao Klaus power headers that sucker into the back of the net. 3-1 St. Louis City.
Honestly, the celebration of just doing the like and then Celio coming up behind doing the same. Dude, it was fire. Fire.
The Brazilian connection was on point last night. It was gorgeous to watch.
You could really tell in the celebrations for all the goals that the team was having fun. It was a fun game for them to be playing. I'm sure they were glad to be back in front of City crowd with a brand new grass on the field and happy to get out of there with 3 points as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Massive week for the boys. Massive week. With that, I think that brings us into our 3 points from this matchup. St. Louis City bringing home a big 3 points. We'll hit you with ours. I think Jacob's gonna kick us off this week.
Yeah, so my point that I noticed from this game that we have been lacking in other games is an ability to hold on to our lead. Now, don't get me wrong, towards the end of the second half, it was getting kind of sketchy. They were definitely trying to claw back and try to get something from this game, but City did a really good job at holding on to the lead. We got scored on early in the second half and then turned right back around and piled two more goals on them just to let them know whose house they were in. And yeah, I was impressed with the team. I really have zero negatives to say. I know we conceded a goal, but in the build up to the concession, it was really just Chicago Fire was better for that 30-second run of play.
I mean, yeah, Chicago has like a very, very quality team. There's a lot of good players in there in their squad and in the mix. Um, I mean, they held more possession of the ball. They just really couldn't do much with it just because of the massive amounts of pressure they're under at all times. That's just St. Louis City.
Yeah, it did seem like St. Louis City was really overwhelming them, especially in the midfield play. The high press style really, really benefited us on the night. It did not look like Chicago could really get out of their half at all, which brings us into our second point, which is our delightful attacking chemistry. Watching Celio and Klaus run together out there is like a symphony working in perfect harmony. Rasmus Alm has started so well since returning from injury. His starts to the game have really changed the complexion of St. Louis's attacks. And of course, we have got to show love to our man Inia Vasilev because to fill Edu Lovin's shoes as well as he has been really impressive. Unfortunately, he hasn't been able to find the back of the net not for lack of trying though. I think that Indiana Vassilev had really great chances last night. He, in my opinion, looked more impressive than Edu did on a set piece early on this year. And I think that our attack has really benefited from the lineup consistency introduced by Carnell.
Now, Vasilev, I'm pretty sure had 3 attempts on goal from set pieces. Um, and each one of them got closer and closer to going in. So I think if he had a fourth one, that next one's top corner bar down. Yeah, man's got a foot on him, and one of those is going to go in.
Okay, maybe I do have something to fucking complain about then, because you are exactly right, Grayson. A fourth one, I'm thinking's going in. So why did we let AZ Jackson take that last free kick, bro? He kicked it right at the goalie.
That's facts, because I did remember seeing that last free kick, but did Vasilev get off the field or did he
No,
just
he was standing over it
Yeah,
with him.
yeah.
Vasi went a full 90 this game, which was awesome to see. Chris Brady, the Chicago goalkeeper, did make a few good saves on their goal, on his free kicks, excuse me. Do want to shout out Brady's performance. He's been good for the Fire this season, really. And of course, St. Louis City runs into another great goalkeeping performance. Like, what is going on with that?
And I mean, hey, a little bit like I'll defend him a little bit on that first goal from Alm. In his defense, he really wasn't that far off the line. That goal was just crazy. Like the dip on that ball right as it goes over him, like ducks like a whole foot. It's just nuts.
It was a nasty goal. What's our third point, Gray?
So yeah, third point on the week. I'm gonna use my time to hit you guys with a little bit of a stat breakdown. So yeah, absolutely massive week for us. St. Louis registering 3 goals, kind of shaking off that early season, like slow time when we couldn't score from open play. It's nice to see that that is slowly getting better. I mean, we haven't scored from a set piece in a while. It'd be nice to pop in a couple of those, but hey, it's nice to see that we can score and create our own throughout the game. But yeah, this week was a game of firsts. So of course, big old Joao Klauss scores his first brace of the season. That's 2 goals for the big man, brings his tally on the season up to 5 goals and 1 assist. That's 4 goals in 4 matches for the man. He's definitely a man on fire. So yeah, as Ethan mentioned, it's kind of hard to bench him. I love Big Sam. I'm glad that he's back with the squad, but you can't take Klaus off the pitch right now.
Doesn't sound like much of a slump to me.
Definitely not. So that's Klaus's first brace. Alm gets his first goal of the season. I don't remember. I think he had 2 last season. So shit, he's already halfway through his tally. It's early moments of the season, and he is finding himself in the starting 11. Goals are going to start to flow from him. Then we've also got, of course, Durkin gets his first assist of the season. Thank God. His numbers, they look pretty decent for DC United. I think he's gonna be an even bigger player for St. Louis, so we'll see those numbers grow as well. Yeah, fantastic offensive matchup for us. You want to say something real quick, Ethan?
Yeah, if I could interject just about Chris Durkin real quick. In the post-match press conference, he was talking about how in his roles for DC United, he found himself in attacking positions kind of often. He found himself in the 8 role, a 9 role, the right mid, right wing. So he has a versatility to play that position, but he also mentioned that they are looking for him to play a more holding role. The coaches have even told him, we want you to stay home. And I think that does kind of add to Jacob's point about how we really need to hold those leads.
Yeah, something that my mom was mentioning to me, she went to the game this weekend, was how fluid our lineup looked. Yeah, we saw Durkin pulling all the way up to the far right corner to deliver that ball. If our players weren't comfortable and like swapping positions and backing up for each other, then like that goal wouldn't have been created. So definitely like a shout out to like the rotation on the team. But sometimes it doesn't work out defensively. So I think that is something we need to work on.
Yeah, we definitely found ourselves caught out a couple times. I know with how fluid we looked, and we got better towards the end of the game with having like a fullback on the far side of where play is coming in towards that like center holding role just to fill that space and try and slow some counterattacks up. But early in the first half, when Chicago would get that ball deep, their goal was to play quickly and play a good long ball across to try and generate a 3-on-3, which is what happened when Gutierrez almost scored in the first minute.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So yeah, we definitely have to watch that. I mean, we see Mark Hannock get caught out from like those long switching passes. So yeah, something to keep an eye on. Um, but yeah, I mean, pretty solid defensively as well for us. Some stats: 25 shots for St. Louis this week. Absolutely massive like creation there. Uh, Only 7 of those on target, but hey, 7 shots on target is 7 possible goals. So I'll take that. Um, Evenly matched on like distance, like 7 close range shots, 8 long range. And it's nice to see that we're not afraid to take some long range pop shots because now we know some of them do go in. Uh, yeah, big 3-1 win. But hey, I do want to shout out our defense because, hey, some of these, we've had some 3-3 draws this year. So just because we score 3 goals doesn't mean it's a win. I want to shout out our defense, but also the defensive work from our attackers. Celio Pompeu and João Klauss were tied for the most tackles in the match. With Kyle Hebert. So yeah, our when we have our attackers working their ass off to win the ball back just as hard as the center back would, it's got to be a massive boost to everyone on the team watching that, knowing that yeah, your striker is gonna fucking bust his ass when he gets the ball, but even when he doesn't have it, he's gonna work his ass off just as well. Um, so yeah, just good looks for St. Louis right now. I'm feeling good.
Agreed. I think another thing that just helped our defense look so good was their ability to connect the long balls that early on in the year we pointed out didn't seem so purposeful and a lot of times led to turnovers. Whereas now, uh, I can think of one specific instance where Tim Parker is playing in Rasmus Alm over the top. Tehran, their center back, had to make a good challenge to make sure that it went all the way to their goalkeeper. So those passes seem more purposeful and like that they're more chance creating. I think that's a good sign right there. It's not just a waste of possession.
Another stat that I just looked up that I almost forgot to mention that is kind of crazy. Once again, saying his name, Celio Pompeu. I mean, this dude could be a franchise player for us. Uh, Dude had 6 ball recoveries this match as a left wing. So like he's getting the ball and he's using it and he's doing good stuff with it. So yeah, I'm excited to see. He's only 24. South Americans run the MLS, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're just about a third of the way through the season. What do you guys think about Acelio Pompeu MLS Best 11?
I think he's on the way. I think him getting not in the starting 11 for like 3 weeks straight definitely hurt his chances at that. But if he keeps putting up performances like this one, I don't see any reason why he couldn't at least be on the cusp, if not on the bench.
No, I'd like to make like an MLS starting 11 for ourselves at the end of the season and see how many city guys I would actually pick when like compared to other left wings in the league, there's not too many I'd pick over Celio Pompeu. Um so that yeah, that's definitely a tricky one. I'd like to think about that over the next couple weeks.
I will
Good debate.
say, with those stats you gave me, Grayson, and saying like this is a lot to be happy about. Celio's 6 ball recoveries tell me like not only is he dangerous going forward, but he'll pick your pocket on defense. Um, and I guess the stat that's most important currently in this week is we're sitting in ninth place on 16 points. We play LAFC on Wednesday, who's in fifth place with 18 points. They're only 2 points ahead of us and 4 slots ahead of us on the standings. And then following LAFC, we play. Who do we play at the weekend?
Cincinnati,
We play Cincinnati. So not even in
another
our
good team.
conference.
Yeah, this is a big, big week for St. Louis. Uh,
Cincinnati is second in the Supporters Shield standings right now. They're just behind Inter Miami.
Yeah,
Yeah,
about
they're 3 points
24.
behind. They're a good team. So we have two good fixtures coming up in a short time span. So I think definitely starting off these 3 games in 7 days with a win was huge.
yeah, I'm a little nervous looking towards those next couple games because those are some big clubs, great solid squads, and yeah, I'm riding a high right now, but St. Louis is still I still think we have our weak spots. And we can get picked apart. I'm a little worried, but hey, we're scoring goals this week. Last time we played against NFC Cincinnati, didn't go so well for them. Uh, let's see. We'll see if it goes well. But let's anything else to mention about this game before we hit a little kit clash action?
Sucks to see another early second half goal, less than 60 seconds in.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I agree. I agree. I think, yeah, pretty often, like right off the bat in St. Louis City games, I think we come out and we're just not 100% ready because there's a couple times where, like, right off the bat, people are getting chances against us. I mean, was it Gutierrez? He had his shot right before Alms, which, to be fair, did not bother Roman Berkey at all, but it is like a shot on goal. So, um, like maybe not to mention this week, but in the beginning of the games, I think we just need to be focused. Um, it's just a little tricky.
Yeah, it's tough because I know some teams use the kickoff as kind of like a set piece. They'll
Right.
go into it and they'll draw a play up. A lot of what City does is kind of basic, in my opinion, on our kickoffs, where we get the ball back to Berkey and then kind of boot it up to a corner,
Mhm.
which I know for City works because if we lose possession, we're already in their end and we are a high press team. So that makes sense. And also it's like a free turnover. So there's a double-edged sword there. But other teams, like you see them come out with a game plan of like, we're gonna tiki taka really quickly through your team and try and create a chance. And that's what I saw Chicago do on that goal. They just outplayed us for the first 30 seconds of the second half.
Yeah. Um, definitely tricky. Just a little bit of lack of focus, and yeah, they get a sneaky one in, but hey, I'm not too pressed about it. It was I mean, yeah, I mean Tim Parker, he almost got up there for that header. Just barely sneaks over and Kuipers is able to sneak it in. So
Dude, he crunched Gutierrez.
yeah, he did.
Like, boy needs to
That
go to
was
a
a car
chiropractor.
accident.
Yeah. His upper spine is in the shape of an S.
Scoliosis. Uh, last
Uh,
thoughts? Anything else?
Yeah, let me just say, like and subscribe on the video so that we can maybe start making money on this and Ethan can upgrade his Wi-Fi.
Wait. I think it's time for a little bit of a kick clash, ladies and gentlemen. Ding, ding, ding. Hit that motherfucking bell. This week, of course, we had Chicago Fire um rocking their away kits this week. And honestly, I really fuck with these away kits. Um Adidas did well with these ones. I like it. They got the central logo, I think is a pretty cool trend that's been happening recently. So yeah, it's got the badge and the Adidas logo in the center of the kit. Sponsored by Carvana. No biggie there, but the design on the kit is really cool. Little red, white, and blue, like light blue action. I'm not exactly sure what if the design is going for something specific, but it looks sick. And once again, high on white kits. Uh, this kit for me is a 9. I fuck with it.
Yeah, so a little bit of background. Before St. Louis had a MLS team, my grandpa had season tickets to Chicago Fire because he was living in Chicago at the time. So I've actually seen lots of Chicago Fire kits over the years. Even had a couple of T-shirts from Chicago Fire growing up, and that was back before they updated their new badge. I prefer this badge over the old school badge.
Mhm. I agree.
I do think this kit is dope. This white kit specifically, I like how it's not all white as well. I know we're high on white kit, but it's got just enough in there to keep you interested. Not sure if I'm a fan of the central Adidas and then the logo. But yeah, I don't really have any complaints about this kit for real. I'm gonna give it a 8.2.
Solid, solid.
Yeah, these are strong ratings for a rival team. And I am going to be continuing the trend with an 8.7 rating for me, just because I love the red, white, and blue colors on here. It hits it without being like too overly American, in my opinion. You
Oh,
know
the
how
light blue is a
the
little touch. I like it.
yeah, it's nice. And I think the Chicago Fire is just a cool name and how the club came about. So good kit. I like it. 8.5 for me.
Deal. Deal. Yeah, pretty high on these Chicago kids. Their home kids for me are a little bit worse. We'll talk about that some other time. But hey, y- good effort. Good effort, Chicago. Good effort. Um, Final notes from this week's. Oh wait, well, I guess do we should talk a little bit about LAFC. We do have a midweek matchup on Wednesday. So pretty quick turnaround. I'm gonna try to post this episode pretty early this week, so that we can be ready for LAFC. LAFC, I mean, honestly, they're a fantastic squad. I have been making trips pretty deep into the MLS playoffs since their birth, but have just recently gone through some massive changes, losing big names, franchise names like Carlos Vela, but picking up newcomers like Denny Bouanga and uh, legendary Hugo Lloris. So yeah, they're definitely a squad that can arm you. Um, I'm a little worried, but hey, we beat them in preseason. I believe the score was 1-0. I think it was Chris Durkin who scored that goal as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Grace.
the roster for LAFC right now, and there's a lot of big names in here. Aaron Long is a
Oh yeah.
longtime U.S. men's national team center back. He definitely does a shift on defense. Can never skip over Hugo Lloris between the sticks. He's LAFC's Walmart brand version of Roman Berkey, so I'm sure he's going to do a job. And if you're ever bored and you're tired of watching Messi highlights, just pull up some Denny Boyanga highlights and get a smile on your face. He is a class player and is going to be very dangerous going against us.
Yeah, that kid is gross. Denny Bouanga is a very good MLS player, and he is a man in form. In LAFC's last game, they came up against the Vancouver Whitecaps and won 3-0. Bouanga had at least 2 assists. He might have bagged all three. So he's that kind of player. Christian Oliveira scored two for them as well. He's a good striker, a good poacher. So yeah, LAFC has a lot of dangers. Thankfully, they don't have Olivier Giroud right now, but they're a good squad nonetheless.
They're definitely going to be cooking next year. But yeah, match predictions. What are we thinking? Um, I'll go ahead and kick us off. I think it's going to be a tricky one. Honestly, I think we draw this one. I think it's going to be a blockbuster 2-2. And we're going to get goals courtesy of mm, Celio Pompeu. He made some this week. He looked fire out there. I think he's going to put one in the back of the net. But yeah, don't think we earn all 3 points. What about you?
Go ahead, Ethan.
So I think that LAFC is a really good team this year. Like they're going to be a top team in the Western Conference. I'm also predicting another blockbuster draw, Grayson. I'm going to go just a little more high scoring though, because both of these teams are capable of scoring goals, and this time City has the benefit of being at home at City Park. So I'm going 3-all. This time Indiana Vassilev will find the back of the net. He came so close.
Um, I'm actually going to predict a win. I'm looking at their recent schedule. They played San Jose May 4th, then they played in the US Open Cup May 8th, then they played yesterday, which was the 11th, and then they're going to play us on the 15th, which by my calculation, that's going to be their fifth game without like a full week break in between. So I'm actually going to predict a W. Yeah,
Okay.
we're going to come off a quick turnaround, but I think our legs are a little bit more fresh than theirs. I'm going to say City win with the worst scoreline in soccer, 2-0. We silence Boanga, maybe even get in his head. And I forgot who the two of you did Celio and you did Indy.
Yep.
Yeah, all right, easy pickings. I would say João Klauss gets on the score sheet and keeps his run of form going, and we win 2-0.
Oh yeah. I'm into that. That would be absolutely massive to earn 6 points in this 3-match run here. Could be a big swing on how St. Louis looks in the table. Of course, we're sitting pretty directly in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, we're 6 points from the top and 6 points from the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, dead center. It's just not the worst thing in the world, but hey, if we pick up a couple wins here, it'll be looking a little bit better. So we'll see. We'll see.
I know those draws don't feel as good as wins, but now that we're sitting dead even in the middle of the table instead of 3 points closer to the bottom or 3 points closer to the top, I'm really glad that those draws were not losses. We've talked a lot about that, but I think just it cannot be overstated the value of those few points that we were able to bring home.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A couple grab bag stuff I want to mention, little shout outs here and there. First of all, that's a very important day. It's Mother's Day. Uh, so shout out to all of our moms. They're the ones that got us into soccer in the first place, that got us on the teams to meet each other. They birthed us, for Christ's sake. So they, of course, the best soccer moms in existence. Shout out to all of you. Love you, Mom.
Birthed us, introduced us to soccer, drove us to practice, drove us to games, bought snacks, bought the food, put clothes on our backs, bought our shoes, bought our shin guards, washed our clothes, made sure where our stuff was. They have one of the hardest jobs in the world. Specifically talking to you, Mom. I love you. Shout out, Michelle. You're the greatest. Can't ask for anybody else. And then also Chris and Erica. You guys helped bring me up in this world. So I appreciate you guys too. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, big shout out to Chris, big shout out to Michelle, big shout out to my mom. We love you guys. You were there when we won, you were there when we lost. We love you guys so much. There's nothing else that we can do. We're very proud to be your sons. And yeah, we love you. Thank you for listening.
Huge. Biggest fans of the pod as well. So I know. I hope they love it. A couple other things. Shout out to my boys in Italy. Como getting the promotion up to the Serie A. So that means congratulations, first of all, to Cesc Fabregas, big lifelong Chelsea fan here. Fabregas is the manager, so he gets to Serie A. I'm glad. But hey, congratulations to Nico Giacchini for getting to Serie A, baby. That's first division European football.
And what does that mean for the team now that he's promoted?
That means we get money.
Yep.
Thanks to that promotion, Como is supplying St. Louis with a hefty $2.1 million. Give me that.
$2.1 million.
Mm.
That's Marco Royce money. It sounds like to me.
Yep, yep, yep. That's huge. That's gonna be massive. So no matter what St. Louis decides to do with that money, it's probably gonna be fire. So thanks, Nico, for sad to see you go. But thanks for still supplying us with some gifts in the long run. Maybe we'll see him again sometime. We'll see. I think that's all the extra notes I had. Hope I didn't forget anything. Anything from you guys?
Yeah, I know last week I did some shit talking on some City fans, and I just wanted to do a quick U-turn and point out that there are actually good takes on the City fan pages. So the first one I got, and this kind of goes with what we've been talking about already this episode, says, seems like a consistent lineup is creating a more cohesive and confident game for our boys. This week will be a challenge with LAFC and Cincy coming quickly, and then Messi and Co. the following week. And yeah, I think he brought up some very good points. It also sounds like he's been listening to the pod and has a good head of soccer on his shoulders.
Agreed. And something that he didn't even bring up with this not fixture congestion, but with the extra fixtures is that people are returning from injury, you know. Carnell mentioned that Lovin seems like he'll probably be available soon, at least addressing the media. Blom was on the bench but didn't feature. Sam Adanarin is coming back to get some minutes. So the rotation is looking good and the consistency has definitely been helpful.
Mm.
Okay, the second one I got pulled up says Celio has turned into a damn good player. And yeah, I think the three of us can agree with that. Did not know what to expect coming from him this season based off of what he gave us last season. I knew he was pretty spark plug and dynamic of a player, but I did not have him playing such a large role this season on my bingo card, but I'm glad he is.
No, for real, Celio has turned from a second division St. Louis 2 player into like who could be in my starting 11 every week, and he's taken over that offense. Um, Ball of energy, uh, absolutely massive player. He stays healthy, like especially for like a talented winger who's running that much. You'd expect some injuries to come, but hey, he's staying strong. He's keeping himself healthy. He's got beautiful teeth. This dude's a baller. He's gonna kick some ass for St. Louis, and hopefully we can hold on to him for quite a while because I think he's gonna get better and better.
Yeah, and then our third one, and this is one that I can just answer for this fan says, does anyone know the meaning of Klauss's goal celebration? And not the power header one, because clearly he was just talking a little shit that I'm too big, but the one where he does this, I'm pretty sure that's an ode to the man himself, Nico Gioacchini, because Gio used to do that as celebrations last year. And I think he just throws it up because they were good friends. You could see it on the field. And even Gio posted something on Instagram as a shout out back to St. Louis for Klauss. So yeah, just to answer your question.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
love a good
I'll miss the boy.
team bromance. It's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely nice to see some good, wholesome shout outs from some St. Louis City fans this week. Uh, we see a lot of hot, spicy, reactionary posts. So yeah, good on you, City fans, for sitting down and thinking about what you're saying. Good job. Good job. Anything else, Ethan? Any last notes?
I think that's all. That's all I got. I'm really excited to see a midweek match though, our first of the season.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. Do you guys know what time kickoff is by any chance? So I think I might be at work. Fuck.
I hope it's 5:30.
I hope
I'm
it's
gonna say 8:30
or
Eastern.
yeah, we're all talking about the same time.
We're in three different time zones.
Yeah, 5:30 Western is where I'm going off of.
I'm into that. Let's do it. But hey, yeah, it's gonna be sick matchup coming up. We got a lot of St. Louis City soccer to watch, so get your popcorn, find a good seat. It's gonna be some good shit coming on. It's gonna be a long summer. Uh,
Yeah.
but hey, thanks for watching. That was big 3 points from St. Louis City. Big 3 points from the Cityboyz. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Happy Mother's Day. Love you guys.
Like, subscribe, whatever Jacob says.
Oh shit, yeah.